Good day, everybody. Welcome to the Magic End-to-End Roadshow webinar. My name is Stuart, and I will be taking you through some of the presentation today, where we will be outlining a webinar basically focused on onboarding prospective partners, resellers, and distributors with specific focus in the African region. To introduce who is here, I mentioned my name is Stuart. I'm responsible for sales into Africa. I'll do parts of the presentation, and then our branch level CTO in South Africa, Anwar Sheikh, will introduce our product portfolio to you, and then at the end I will complete the presentation with a little bit more about who we are and what it is that we take to market and why you should partner with us. So without further ado, let's have a look at the current state of internet in Africa. So we've had a few studies that have been done by various recognized industry research players, and if you look at this report, which was compiled by the McKinsey Global Institute, it was looking really at the effect of internet on the potential in Africa. You can see very much that Africa is going digital. There is a growing wave of innovation as entrepreneurs and large corporations alike launch web-based ventures, from e-commerce sites and digital entertainment platforms to mobile health technologies and online educational content. And by this slide, you can see that impact, the current situation and the expected situation over the next 10 or 11 years is quite substantial. Further on in the studies, companies and organizations across the economy have the ability to harness the internet to revamp their core operations. And as costs come down, the widespread adoption of cloud computing, for instance, will give thousands of companies access to secure storage and infrastructure services, basic software, email collaboration, and enterprise systems in the form of potentially things like payroll, billing, customer relationship management. So basically, many of Africa's SMEs have limited access to IT services today, but cloud technology can allow these businesses to reap the benefits or the efficiencies of new technologies without tying up capital in IT systems. If we look at another separate study, this was compiled by Gartner, and it's a CIO agenda with an African perspective. You can see that Africa is starting to invest heavily in technology. There is still room to grow, and as a result, the space between Africa and the emerged markets allows African companies to leapfrog their emerged counterparts and install the latest technology from the outset. Key takeaways from this study on the CIO perspective include that the digital agenda is becoming more and more unique and important. There is a positive shift in managerial focus on growth and innovation, and key areas of IT focus, as you can see on the slide, in Africa are BI and analytics, enterprise resource planning, infrastructure, cloud, and mobile. While cloud is a focus, Africa only has a 17% adoption rate for the public cloud. The main focuses of the CIO can be split into two camps. So the one camp that the study went and looked at was that they're sitting on the renovation of the core of IT. So basically ensuring that the existing application landscape is efficient, effective, and connected. And then also there's exploiting new digital trends. So mining greater volume, velocity, and variety of info. So we're looking there at things like big data, engaging the customers and the crowd in a more compelling and coordinated way, using mobile and social media, for example. So both of those camps require a certain amount of vision, skills, and technology imperatives. And these are a number of the areas that we focus on from our solution portfolio when we take it to market. So I'm going to hand over to Anwar shortly, who will address some of these, but very basically we're looking at key areas where you're looking for solutions that are quick to market, flexible, responsive, have a very low cost, and that you have access to world-class support. So without further ado, let me hand over to Anwar, who will quickly run through some of our solution portfolio.
Thank you, Stuart. I'm going to discuss quite a few things today, and we are going to start with integration and why integration is important. If you look at this picture, this is a representation of what business looked like not too long ago. You had a simple storefront and you knew exactly what you were selling and didn't really deviate too far from that. This, on the other hand, is what business looks like today. Your business is quite complex and you need to interact with your customers, your suppliers, your employees, and your line of business as well. And in addition to that, these different systems, which represents the different entities across your business, need to interact with each other. And your business needs to be able to interact with each of these systems. And to be operationally efficient, not only do you need to look at these different systems that are interfacing and interacting with each other, but there's a few other challenges which we need to take into account. Cloud, for example. Cloud technology didn't exist too long ago. So in order to provide efficient business solutions, we need to now think about cloud technologies. We also need to think about mobile devices, which also didn't exist too long ago. And mobile devices are becoming a very important part of your integration scenarios. So the integration requirements nowadays are very different from what integration would have been in the not too distant past. The internal and external business processes have to be catered for in order to provide efficient solutions. Again, we need to think about cloud-based technologies as well as interfacing those with on-premise technologies. We need to look at mobile technologies and be sure our solutions are mobile ready. We also need to look at management policies and business agility instead of worrying about the specific technology that is involved in the integration. And very important as well is that your solution needs to be secure, manageable, and needs to be always available. The next thing we're going to look at is creating multi-channel applications, not just in reference to mobile platforms, but with regard to PC and desktop-based platforms as well. If we look at this slide, we see a lot of the different buzzwords that are available today around mobile technology. Web, HTML5, JavaScript, cloud-based, hybrid, security, and so on. And these can lead to your mobile strategy and the players involved in the mobile strategy becoming very confused as to what the next steps are or how to proceed with mobile development. The interesting thing to take into account is that the two main trends, consumerization of IT and operating system fragmentation, is what's changing the mobile environment. This is a representation of the popular operating systems for mobile devices in Africa, globally over the last couple of years, and we see that Android has had quite a big increase, and at the same time Series 40, which was very popular, has had a decrease. Now with the fragmentation of the operating systems, it becomes quite a challenge to create your apps so that they are able to support this multitude of users. If we look at Android alone, there's many different iterations of the Android operating system which you need to take into account. Okay, so in order to deliver on your mobile strategy, again, a couple of challenges, or a few challenges that come into the picture is that there's different tools and languages that are available for development. So as an example, iOS iOS uses Objective-C for native development, and Android uses Java. Your applications need to be agile and reusable, or more importantly, your modules within your application need to be agile and reusable, and you need to think about productivity, quality, and the cost of these applications. Okay, so let's look at native development for mobile and what some of the issues are with this. So if you want to provide a native application, as this picture represents, you need to develop a different app for each of the different operating systems, and even on your server where the apps are connecting to, you need to provide different platforms that these apps are going to run on, and your integration in the background, you also need to have a different interface for each of the technologies that you're going to be interfacing into. The other option is web development. Now with web development, the process becomes a little easier because on your client side, where you are going to be using HTML5, you are developing one application, but again, you still need a multitude of different server platforms and different interfaces on the back-end integration. The preferred method, however, is using a middleware development process. In this case, you develop once, and that development will be able to be deployed on the multiple devices. You have one server environment as opposed to many environments to cater for differences. And then you have one platform where you develop using middleware to be able to interface into all of your back-end applications. So how do you choose a cross-platform tool to decide or to meet your requirements for mobile development? It needs to be simple, you need to be highly productive, and you need to take cost into account. Your tool needs to be multi-channel and platform independent. The user experience must be intuitive, and you need to have offline support for your apps. Okay, so bearing these topics in mind, I'm going to talk about the magic end-to-end solution in which we can provide these best-of-breed ideas. Okay, so what we can do is we can provide the technology to create intelligent business or enterprise applications and at the same time link those to your back-end system using an integration platform. You're looking at the requirements. Your integration needs to be secure, and you need to have 24/7 access to your enterprise data. You need to have an intuitive user experience. The solution must be able to go to market quickly. There must be security available, not just for your data, but for the users and the devices as well. There needs to be allowances for management and monitoring of your application. And most importantly, you need to have the expertise available to provide and to support the mobile application as well as the integration, and Magic can provide all of these things. This is a graphical representation of the end-to-end solution. We have the Magic XPA application platform, which provides the front end, both to mobile devices and to desktop environments. There is the Magic XPI integration platform, which provides the integration and the interfacing into your back-end applications. The mobile device management, which allows for management, control, and monitoring of mobile devices. And lastly, the professional services, where we provide the expertise around these technologies. So a more detailed view, Magic XPA, it is an application development platform for quickly developing mobile, web, SOA, and desktop applications. The Magic XPI integration platform, process-driven integration between disparate applications. The mobile device management, which allows for security and monitoring as well as for control and support of mobile devices. And again, the professional services and the expertise that we provide. Let's look at the integration platform in a little more detail. The integration platform, Magic XPI, is a 4GL based middleware product, which is based on pre-built connectors into various technologies. This slide gives you an overview of some of the different technologies, business processes, and endpoints that we can interface to directly out of the box. So we see the likes of Microsoft Dynamics, SAP, SharePoint, Salesforce.com, and so on, as well as technologies such as .NET and Java. Again, a graphical representation of exactly what that means. We have the Magic platform, which allows you to interface to all of these different environments, as well as allow these different environments to interface with each other. In addition to the functionality that we just spoke about, the middleware platform is based on in-memory data grid technology. Using this technology, we are able to provide out-of-the-box clustering and failover capability, guaranteed message delivery and error recovery, almost unlimited scalability, and better management of your integration environment. Now let's look at the Magic XPA application development platform. Again, this is also a 4GL based technology which allows rapid development of both mobile and desktop applications. And this slide shows the different clients, servers, databases, and frameworks that are supported on this development platform. And to sum up, what we can provide you, as we see in this slide, is the ability to run your applications on native clients as well as on browsers, and that uses the XPA technology. And because both the Magic XPA and XPI are part of the same technology stack, we are able to leverage off that capability and provide all the data from your different frameworks, databases, and applications, and bring that all the way from back-end systems right to your mobile devices. I'll now hand over again to Stuart.
Thanks, Anwar, and thanks for that very detailed and very detailed overview of the technology stack. I think it was really beneficial. So I'm looking at the time. We've got more than enough time available. So I'm going to run through a little bit about more about who we are and as a company, and more about our product landscape as well. So Magic Software has been around for a number of years. We were founded in 1983. We are experts, as you've seen from the presentation from Anwar, in the technology solutions that we take to market. And I want to touch on that. We do have a technology stack, but it is very much a solution-based environment that is focused on delivering on business needs rather than just technology. So again, we are listed on the NASDAQ. We've got a global presence. We've got offices worldwide, present in over 50 countries. In fact, we've now got over 1,000 employees. The slide slightly wrong, and a number of customers and partners around the world. If we look at our presence on the map, you'll see what I've mentioned there. In terms of our sales and branch level offices, we have presence pretty much everywhere. From an African perspective, we are responsible in South Africa for sub-Saharan Africa, and if you look at the map as well, you'll see that we're currently listed there as 3 R&D centers, but that's actually not right. We do have a 4th R&D center because our South African office does function as an R&D office as well. In fact, we have from our office developed a connector for the SysPro ERP environment, as well as the Sage X3 environment as well. Our customer base, you can see that we pretty much operate across all verticals, and that's really a result of the solutions that we take to market and those solutions being top of mind for those customers. From a partnership and development perspective or a strategic alliance perspective, if you look at our integration platform, you'll see that we have alliances with all the major players. And these only name a few. We have on our integration stack over 50 connectors into the various ecosystems. All these strategic alliances with regards to the connectors are developed in line with those ecosystems and are actually certified by those ecosystems. We have really good relationships with our strategic partners. The same goes for development partners. So, in terms of working with Magic, Anwar spoke in detail about our technologies, and he also provided information around the benefits. And really, this is just a summary of that, I suppose. So, in terms of what we take to market, we provide you with the ability to develop solutions in a low-cost manner, and also a quick manner, with relying on the expertise gained not only from us, but also from 2,500 partners around the world. So, it is a very formidable solution that we have available. When we're talking about partnerships, the slide might be a little bit difficult to follow or understand, but really what we're saying is that when we look at our resellers in all our markets, we would like those resellers to become essentially autonomous in operation. In order to get there, though, there are a number of steps which need to happen. So once we've shown you the solution and the software, and you've agreed and signed an agreement, we would then look to provide some sort of training to you. We would look to train your technical team and your pre-sales on the technical side as well, because ultimately those are the ones that are going to be recognizing opportunities. We'll also look at training your frontline account managers and business development managers as well, to a certain extent. But ultimately, where the opportunities are going to be generated are usually on the technical side. So over the long term, we would expect that the reseller, after a few opportunities and some hand-holding, would take over some of the activities, but Magic would still very much have a part to play. So, we are ultimately there to provide sales, marketing, and support to our resellers, and wherever we are required to engage with the customer directly on behalf or in conjunction with the reseller. But ultimately, we are flexible. If the resellers want to adopt an approach that singles out Magic, as long as you've got the training and expertise in place, and we are happy that you are able to do so, we will allow that. So there's various forms of partnerships that we are looking to engage in. So if we look at from a channel partner or reseller perspective, you've essentially got two types of partners. Really, the difference is in how the customer would be invoiced. So you have either a referral or a reseller type partner. We have got a partner in South Africa where, for reasons beyond the scope of this presentation, they don't want to be the invoicing arm to the end customer, but they take us into literally every opportunity or every CRM opportunity that they engage on. So we would regard that essentially as a referral partner. Resellers would typically be, if we're looking at our integration side, usually from an ecosystem provider or an ecosystem channel partner. So a lot of the time it makes sense for, if we're looking, for instance, at SAP or Sage, those existing channel partners to engage with us and look to our solution to extend and further entrench their solutions into their customer base. On the development platform, though, we're also able to deal with more professional service and development type organizations where you might be coding currently, or you might be using different application development platforms, but ultimately you could possibly look at using ours. When we look at distribution, what we're there essentially doing, and I'll give you an example, we recently appointed a distributor in the African market specific to Nigeria, and that distributor has got sole distribution rights within the Nigerian market. He would be the magic face, so to speak, to all the channel partners in the form of reseller or referral partners in that region. He's responsible for growing the market in Nigeria and for providing things like training and professional services to the resellers and end customers as and when required. There are some unique requirements obviously associated with that in terms of revenue generation, and in order to deliver training services you would need to be certified to a certain level, but obviously that we would cover when we're going through that process with you. An OEM type solution is really just a white labeled solution, so we have some partners around the world which prefer to take our solution to market as their own. There are some very unique requirements associated with that, and they vary by market and what the potential is, so it's best to actually get in touch with us to discuss, in fact, not only that, but any of these reseller or partnership options. So in terms of what Magic's role is, I touched on it very, very briefly. We are able to essentially help you in 4 different arms. We provide you with sales and marketing support, pre-sales development and maintenance support. From a sales and marketing perspective, I mentioned that we provide the sales and also the technical training. If there's a distributor in the region, we would look at the distributor to provide some of that possibly. When you generate some business, we have a marketing development fund which comes into play and essentially allows you to further grow your magic footprint or magic exposure into the market that you're operating in. From a pre-sales perspective, we are and we would like to be involved as far as possible. So we can assist with demos, proof of concepts, if and as and when they are required. Development support, we have development resources available. We can outsource as well to other potential partners too, if and when required. And then from a maintenance and support perspective, we provide telephonic and product support, both from our South African offices and then also from our headquarters in the Middle East. So that really concludes the presentation. I hope that it has been beneficial on a number of levels. I would invite you to contact us, and my contact details are on screen via email, should you wish to engage on any partnership or sales inquiries potentially even. And even if your partnership inquiry is not related to the African market, contact me and I can put you in touch with the relevant contact person or salesperson in the region that you operate in. So thanks very much for joining, and I look forward to hearing from many of you.